Adam Smith is widely regarded as the father of economics. He is primarily known for an inquiry into the nature and causes of the wealth of nations, the first comprehensive system of political economy. He believed in market-determined wages and free choice, something we now know as laissez-faire capitalism, but he called it the system of perfect liberty. He also believed that society should use the market as a self-correcting mechanism. If this method was used, the annual flow of national wealth would grow steadily, as in, the free market would lead to economic well-being. In this graph, we can see that GDP increases linearly, demonstrating a steady rate of increase throughout the years. Another topic he discussed was the division of labor. He saw division of labor, or as we know now, specialization, as the source of society's capacity to increase its productivity. In his explanation, he uses the example of a pin factory in which 10 people can make 48,000 pins a day by specializing in various tasks, compared to the few pins that only one person could make by making an entire pin by itself. Also, as experts were specialized, they could work in one field and become more specialized and more experienced in that area, and then therefore become more productive. So, wage rates would be higher for trades that were more difficult to learn. For example, the waiter would make less than the cook, but the cook would make less than the manager, but the manager would then make less than the doctor. He also believed in higher wages to lessen child mortality and under the influence of a larger labor supply because of the lessened child mortality. The wage rise is moderated and profits are maintained. From this graph, we can see that those with a lower income have a higher mortality rate than those with medium incomes, but then even lower than the medium incomes are the higher income counties. Additionally, he also believed in the invisible hand that guides supply and demand, meaning that each person creates the best outcome by looking out for him or herself, by earning money and competing for scarce resources because they produce something that others value. For example, by selling products that people want to buy, the butcher, brewer, and baker hope to make money. If they are effective in meeting the demands of their customers, they will enjoy the financial rewards, as the customers will buy their products. In making this discovery, Smith found what is known as classical economics. The key doctrine of this type of economics is laissez-faire, in which the government will allow the invisible hand to guide everyone in their economic endeavors, create the greatest good for the greatest number of people, and generate economic growth. He also believed that defense, culture, climate, terrain, and even chance might influence economic performance. One thing that he mentions in The Wealth of Nations is that civil government is so far as it is instituted for the security of property that it is in reality instituted for the defense of the rich against the poor, or of those who have some property against those who have none at all. He came to this conclusion after observing the feudal system in Europe that led to political instability as conquering leaders occupied all of the land that they invaded, leaving a large part of it uncultivated. And there were no securities and led to a destruction of social divisions of labor. And then this led to a decline and stagnation of trade and wealth. The government should enforce contracts and grant patents and copyrights, as he was strongly opposed to monopolies. Many of his ideas are prevalent in economics today, and they were also used during the Great Depression. From this, we can clearly see the impact he has had on economics and how he has shaped it